Joining us right now, because we want to talk about this new Johnson & Johnson vaccine, is David Johnson, CEO of Foresight Health. David, welcome back to the show.
Oh, it's great to be with you both.
Now, you say that to all the girls, but I'll take it, okay? David, we know...
I do, by the way.
Yeah, I bet you do. Johnson & Johnson, no relation, have their new vaccine coming out. What is unique and or different about this version of the COVID vaccine?
Well, it uses a different technology than the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. And because of that, it can be administered in a single dose and only requires regular refrigeration. So logistically, much easier. You can give it to populations that are really tougher to reach. So think of homeless people or people in very remote areas. Get it in a refrigerator, one shot, and you're done.
Is it as effective as the others? Is there a trade-off to that ease and accessibility?
It's very effective, but hasn't proven quite as effective as the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine. So overall, the Moderna and Pfizer are about 95% effective, and this vaccine was 72% effective in the U.S., although slightly better against this new South African variant that's proving to be very infectious and dangerous. So trade-offs.
Yeah.
Life is trade-offs.
Fair enough.
So is there maybe a certain population that might be more suited for this vaccine?
Yeah, Judy, I as I said just a second ago, I think particularly disadvantaged populations, homeless populations, those that would have trouble having the wherewithal either by themselves or within the system to get the two-shot regimen. So it's easy. It only has to be refrigerated and only requires one shot. So just think about anybody who would be difficult to administer a vaccine to. That's where we should target.
I guess I was thinking more of the effectiveness. Like, since it's not as effective, is there a
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Will certain people maybe it be better to take that one than the two?
Yeah, it's small numbers, but it seems to be a little less effective with people over the age of 65 and people with very severe chronic diseases. So you'd probably want to target younger populations, younger disadvantaged populations.
We're talking to David Johnson, the CEO of Foresight Health, about the new Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I don't mean to belabor the point because I think Judy's questions were good. But my question is, so if I am a unvaccinated person and it comes time for me, we're at whatever group level, whatever, should I hold out for one of the other ones? Should I hold out for a vaccine that maybe has a higher efficacy rate, or should I just take the first thing available?
Just take the first thing available.
Okay.
I mean, the CDC would have been happy with vaccines that were 50% effective. All of the vaccines out there are far better than that. And the J&J in particular, although overall not quite as effective, is very effective against the most severe forms of COVID, as effective as Moderna and Pfizer. So what we don't want people to get sick, obviously, but what we really don't want is for them to get very sick. So take the first one you can get and stick it to COVID, right?
Yeah, and the J&J vaccine, it's very effective against death. Is it not?
That's good.
Yeah. That's always good.
Yeah, that's always a positive.
Right?
Right.
That's a bonus.
So we, how many shipments are being sent out? I think it's today. And, who's going to get it first?
Well, they're going to drain their inventory. They've got about 4 million doses in already manufactured. All of that's going out this week. It'll be spotty for the rest of the month. I don't think any vaccines next week, and then building back up. But as you said, by June they should have the full 100 million doses out. I think I'm not exactly sure how the CDC is distributing these. They seem to be relatively equitable by state in terms of populations and so on. So I think they'll probably send it out that way.
David, is it fair to say, and I don't know if we just live in a bubble here in Chicago, but the distribution, as you just referred to it as, is going anything but smoothly. It appears to be scattershot at best. We hear about people who are in the high risk groups that can't get it. You hear other people that are completely healthy. You're like, how the hell did you get one? That there just doesn't appear to be
Any rhyme or reason?
Maybe rhyme or reason. Are we seeing that everywhere, or are some places doing it right?
Big states seem to be having a problem. I mean, I live in Illinois, so I feel the pain, right?
You don't disagree with my characterization?
No, I mean, our governor comes from the Hyatt family. You'd think they'd know about Central Reservation. No, it's been terrible in Illinois. I can't tell you how much time I've wasted. Let me tell you what I did.
Please.
Last week, the U.S. government came out with this getvaccinated.org website, so your listeners can go on that. And I plugged in Illinois, and it was the same nonsense. It sent me to Walgreens, to Jewel Osco, and you had to register individually with all these. So just because I was frustrated and curious, I plugged in Indiana, and within 10 minutes, I had an appointment in Hammond at the Franciscan Health System facility. And they had this button on there that was really great. I went there first, and it said nothing in the next 3 days. I'm used to that. But then they had this little button that said next available appointment, which turns out to be St. Patrick's Day. So I hit that, and voila, I'm in for my first dose at the Pfizer.
You're getting a shot for
Okay,
St.
I've got to
Patrick's
do
Day.
that now. It's
We've been
ridiculous.
trying to encourage
Yeah.
Judy
I
that she
can't
needs to
get
work the
a
system as
vaccine.
opposed to wait for someone to tell her.
Okay, and David, I'm assuming you did that was all on the up and up. It was all legal. I mean, I understand people are going to Indiana and kind of lying a little bit maybe about them being a health worker or being a resident. You just
Yeah.
Used all
the
your
feds
info.
are paying for it, right?
right. So who cares?
In Indiana, if you're over 60, you can get a vaccination dose. And so you just have to qualify. You can get it anywhere in the country.
You know what? David Johnson, again, is the CEO of Foresight Health. Every time we tell people to go to Indiana, our text messages
They
light
hate
up
us.
with
Yeah.
Indianans saying, quit coming to Indiana. All right?
Who's your daddy?
Exactly. You tell them. Hey, David, thank you very much, and best of luck with your shot.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.
That's David Johnson, the CEO of Foresight Health.